What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the first video you're seeing, then welcome to my channel. As you can tell by the title of the video, some of you might be like, oh my god. But I just want to start this video off by saying that, there's nothing wrong with talking about this. It's something natural and it happens to everyone and, well, every woman. I don't think it's anything to be embarrassed by, and that's what... I don't think it's anything to be embarrassed by, and that's why I'm going to be talking about this, because I think it's something that we need to get rid of the stigma about and let everyone, all the female young girls out there, know that it's okay to talk about this. There's no shame in it, and yeah, it's just something that happens. So now that we got that out of the way, let's do this. Okay, so to start this story off, we have to go back to all the way back when I was 12, meaning I was in 7th grade. My birthday's in August, so I have a late birthday. So, like, I was 12 when everybody else was already 13. But anyway, basically, so before I actually got my period, I was never really, like, informed about what a period was up until this point. So, like, I knew that I was on the verge of getting mine soon, and I knew that some girls had already gotten theirs. I didn't really know what a period was. I knew that you needed to get your period to get pregnant, because, like, there was something, like, I tried to joke around with my friends in 6th grade and tell them I was pregnant, and they said, oh, you can't be pregnant because you haven't gotten your period yet. So, I knew that part, like, you need to have a period so that you can have a baby. But I didn't really know what happens when you're on your period, like what's going on, until coincidentally, like a week before, we had a health seminar for girls in the 7th grade, and I think it was 7th and 6th grade. We had a health seminar for all the girls, and they were just talking about what your period was, and like how to put on a pad, how to put on a tampon, like the cramping and medicines that you can take, and overall hygiene, and how to, like, take care of your hygiene during that time of the month. And so we talked about it, during that, health seminar. It was like we got out of the 7th period early so we could go to the health seminar, and then from there we went home. So, like, when I got home, it was fresh on my mind. And so I talked to my mom about it, and I told her, like, what we had talked about, and she, like, went into it in a little bit more detail, because obviously, like, there's certain personal aspects that a healthcare provider is not going to talk about with you, especially in a public setting. This is mostly just, like, because it was a middle school, they didn't want to go too in-depth with it. They were just letting everybody know what to expect and how to handle everything. But they didn't really get too personal with it. But when I got home, my mom explained the rest of it, and how there's blood, and well, obviously you guys read the title, so you know there's going to be a little bit TMI, so you don't have to watch the video if you don't want to, but since you're watching it now, you obviously know what we're talking about. But anyway, she pretty much explained to me what happens when you're on your period, and what kind of symptoms I could expect. Basically just saying everything that the nurse at school told us, because she just went into more detail about it because she was my mom. So, I talked about it with her, and I was like, oh, well, at what point will I get my period? Because at that point, I was kind of a little jealous, because, like, most of the girls during the seminar, they had already gotten theirs. And so, like, I heard them talking, like, I don't need to hear all this information. I already got my period. I know what to expect. Whatever. Like, I got this. And so she was like, I was really jealous. Had I known. But I was really jealous because everybody else had a period and I wanted one. So I asked my mom, I was like, when can I expect to get my period? And she was like, she kind of, sorry, I thought there was a wasp outside of my window. So she basically told me that actually I could get it at any time. She told me she got hers when she was 12, which was the age that I was at the time. So she explained that basically, if I was like her, then I would get it any moment now. So that was something that I was kind of looking forward to, but not really. But yeah, that's how that happened. But 1 week later, I was at school and my stomach wasn't really hurting, but I was feeling weird, like, so like not down there, but not in my stomach area, like right in between. So like this is the vagina, this is the stomach, and I was feeling pains right here. Which obviously I know why at this point, because it's been 11 years and now I know what to expect and I know what's going on and everything. But at this point, you know, I'm 12 years old. I had no idea what to expect and I was freaking out. But I didn't know what that meant. So I went to the restroom and I used the restroom and I looked in my underwear. What I saw confused me because based on what I knew about your period, like, it was supposed to be blood. So I was expecting to see blood. And so what they didn't tell me was that when you get your first period, or like your first few periods, because I think like it was like this for like the first 4 or 5 times that I got my period, and then it started transitioning into regular blood. But it wasn't red like blood, it was brown and there wasn't a lot of it. So I was thinking, oh, I think I got my period, but I thought it was my period, but it didn't look like blood. So I was kind of confused, and so I went to the nurse and I was like, I need to go home. And she was like, for what? And I was like, oh, I think I got my period. And she was like, well, I have the products that you're gonna need right here. You don't need to go home. Just what makes you think you got your period? Do you see any blood? And I was like, I think so. I think that's what I'm looking at. And she was like, well, what do you mean? And I was like, oh, well, it's not red like blood, it's kind of brown. And she was like, well, sometimes periods can start off like that. If that's not what you're looking at. If it doesn't look like blood, then it might still be that, because if it's your first period, then that's probably what it is. And so, yeah, there was someone else in the room with her too. I don't remember. My memory's kind of fuzzy, but I think it was one of the other teachers. I think they were having lunch together. How inappropriate. But I think they were having lunch together, and so I was just standing there, and she was like, well, would you like me to check it out for you to see if that's what it is? And I'm like, okay. And so, standing in the middle of the nurse's office, I pull my pants and my underwear down, not far enough for her to see anything, but just enough for her to, not enough, so like, basically I just pulled them down enough for her to show her what was in my underwear. I didn't really show her the business or anything. Like, I covered it up like this, so she couldn't really see me. She could just see like my underwear, and she was like, yep, you have your period. Congratulations, you're officially a woman now. And I'm like, okay. And so like, it was weird because she and the nurse, like the nurse and the other woman who was in there, they were just sitting there smiling at me. Like, it was just a huge celebration, which I guess it was kind of like a big step, like, you're officially a woman and everything. But like, I wasn't really in the mood to have like a celebration or a grand party or anything. I legitimately just wanted to go home and take a shower. And so she was like, well, I have the products that you need. I have like this pad for you. You can go ahead and put this on. And in the healthcare seminar, they had already told us how to put them on and everything. So I knew what to do. And she was like, well, you can stay here for the rest of the day, and I can give you enough to hold out for the day. Or I could call your mom and you could go home. And I just wanted to go home because I felt weird. Like, it was a completely different situation for me. I didn't really feel comfortable being at school while I was going through something so different. So I called my mom. She couldn't come and pick me up. I don't remember who came to pick me up that day. I think it was my grandfather, which was even more awkward. But I think he came to pick me up from school, and what happened? I'm trying to remember all the details. I want to get it right. Yeah, he dropped me off at home. I don't remember if I was there by myself or not, but he dropped me off at home, and I just laid down on my bed. I wasn't trying to go to sleep or anything. I legitimately just lay there and tried to figure out what was going on in life, I guess, because I was extremely weirded out by this. So, yeah, I was at home, and then when my mom finally got off work, she came home. She was pregnant at the time. I forgot this part, so she was pregnant with my little brother at the time. And that has absolutely no relevance to this story. I just loved him, and I wanted to point that out. So she was pregnant with my brother at the time, and she came home, and the first thing she did when she came home, she comes to my room, and she's like, she's just standing there smiling. She's like, and I look up off my bed, and I'm like, and she's like, I'm so proud of you. And I was like, oh God, like, I don't know, like, between the nurse and that other lady and my mom, I don't know why everybody was making such a big deal out of this. Like, to me, it's just kind of like an it is what it is type of situation. But she was like, I'm so proud of you. Maybe it's because of the pregnancy hormones why she was acting so wacky, but yeah, so that was pretty much how that happened. And she, like, when I took a shower that night, she showed me how to clean myself and everything. That's enough of that. I'm not going to get into the, this isn't like a how-to guide or like talk about hygiene when you're on your period. This is a story time, so I'm not going to go into all the details about like the hygiene aspect of it. If you want me to make another video about that, then let me know in the comments, because I do have a few hygiene tips and certain things that I like to do when I am on my period. But for the most part, yeah, that's pretty much it. So that was that month, and then like I said, it was brown, not red, and then it continued to be brown for the next couple months, and then it slowly transitioned into being red. And that's the story of my first period. So the reason why I made this video, well, first of all, someone dared me to on my Instagram, which I don't know why it was like a dare, because I have absolutely no problem talking about this stuff. I think it is completely normal. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I'll go to Walmart to buy tampons, and I'll see girls, like, they'll buy tampons and they'll put them in their buggy and they'll hide it under some other stuff like it's something to be ashamed of. And I'm walking around the store holding a box of tampons in my arm, because it is what it is. Like, I'm a woman, I have a period. Why should I have to be ashamed of that? I'm not going to let you convince me that I have to be ashamed of that. And so that is just a part of life, and it is what it is. So that's why I made this video, because I want everyone to know that it's not a bad thing, it's not gross, it is what it is. So yeah, that's pretty much my reasoning behind the video. Gonna go ahead and edit this because I'm so proud of myself. I want to get it out by tonight, because I'm trying to get videos out on Mondays and Fridays, and so that's why I'm really proud of myself, because it's working, and hopefully it'll keep working. But I don't know. Fingers crossed that I keep putting videos out on Mondays and Fridays. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and push the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I post a video. Thank you for all your love and support. It means so much to me, and I'll see you in the next one.